So welcome back. So in this second episode of it, right, we're going to delve into the second question, right? Once again, let me show us what the question looks like again, right? We have taken the first class to write out to create all these parameters using the DAX. We've explained in details how to use the DAX, then how to establish the relationship between tables which is proposed for analysis. So we've seen the total sales, the total cost, total profit, sales per customer, and throughout the transaction period. Now the next insight that the task wants us to bring out is to create performance table for the sales persons, right? And it wants us to have the sales person, the sales per customer, and the profit percentage, right? Sales person, sales per customer, and the profit percentage. So let's get back to our dashboard and quickly do that, right? So to achieve that, thank God we have created all related measures. So I'm just going to pick the salesperson, right? Salesperson is under I have a salesperson under sales, right? I'm going to check that salesperson. And also the salesperson have pictures. If you come to the person's table, right? If you come to the person's table, you will see people's table. We will see the picture of the salesperson there. So the salesperson is also, I can pick the salesperson from here. I can also pick it from the place I've picked it, right? So I'm going to check the picture, right? Then I'm going to check sales per customer, right? Sales per customer, right? And then what's the last thing to be? Salesperson, pictures, profit percentage, right? So let me check the profit percentage first. Profit percentage, then sales per customer, right? Then I'm going to put it on the table. So I'm going to call that my performance table, right? And I have it here, so I can expand it so that you see how it looks like. So you can see it is a table, right? This is my performance table, right? But the first thing I actually want to do with this performance table right now is to see that you look at this picture, right? The picture is given to us in URL, right? The picture is supposed to be the picture of the salesperson. We're supposed to be seeing their face, not in URL. So I can convert this. I will convert this URL, URL codes. Into images, right? And to do that, it's simple. Just take note of the step. I will come to this table view, right? Ensure that I have selected the table, right? Is under sales table. No, it's not under sales table, it's under people's table, right? The picture is under people's table, so I'll check that people's table, right? Yes, people's table, and these are the pictures here, right? I'll select the column, right? And once I've selected the column, then I will come under this column to property group. Then you will see this data category. At the moment, it is uncategorized. So I will go and change it to, you scroll down, you will see image URL, right? So I'm just going to select the image URL. And once that is done, let it load, right? It will take just a few minutes to load. And once that's load, then I'm going to return to the to my report view. But it's still loading at the moment, so let's give it a bit of time to load. All right, so let me get back to the report view. Then this image is expected to change. Now you can see it is changing. Yes, I have the images here, right? So this is the format that it's supposed to be. So just note how the URL is converted to the picture, the image that we actually want to see, right? Now the next thing here is to format this table, right? So I'm going to, is a table visual, right? So I'm going to format it. The first thing I like to do is to, first of all, choose a background, right? I don't want it to be on the white background. I want to put it on the black background, right? And then that is for that. I want to put a title, so I'm going to on the title. Then give it a title. We want to call this performance table, right? That's what we want to call it. So performance table we show there is the heading. So let's pick is a kind of the heading type. Let's put it to normal, right? Also the font. I think I'm using the consolers. So I'll still use the consoler, increase it to maybe 15, make it bold, right? And then I'm going to change the text font, text color to white because I'm using black there, right? So so this is the background for that title now, right? And I'm still going to make it the black anyway, right? And then what else do I want to do here? I can choose that the horizontal alignment, put it at the center. Just look at this area. So if I put it to the center, it's going to come to the center like that. So I think I'm okay with it like that, right? And then what else? I'm going to on the divider, right? And then go straight into the divider. I want to put a divider under the title, right? And the columns, right? So divider should be white. Is a solid divider. The width, let me make it 3 so that you can show. You can see divider is showing. Let me decrease it so that you can see the difference, right? If I decrease it, so you can see it is not. So let me increase it again. I'm putting on to 3. Let's keep it to 3. Yes. So that is my divider, right? What all the things. So I'm good with this like this. I'm going to be leaving my stuff like that. So let's now get to the visual to format that visual, right? The first thing that I want to do there is the total here. Because I use black, I'm not seeing what is there again, right? So I'm going to change the font color to white, right? So let me change it to white so that I can see what is there. It's showing now. So it's still bold, right? It's fine as it is bold. It's appropriate to be bold because it is a total, right? And I think I'm using consolers right here, right? Is a total. I want it bigger. Let me keep it to 12, right? Let me keep it to 12. I'm good with it this way. And then the background for this total, only this total area, right? The background, I'll still use the black, right? Nothing is changing, right? So we'll keep it that way. I'm done with that total, but then I'm not done with my formatting, right? So let's look at the column head. This is the column head here, where the column, the title of the columns, right? That is the column head. So I'll go in there and pick a color for it. Let me use this blue. Maybe this kind of blue will be okay. No, I'm not using blue for that text color. Let me keep it black for the text color, right? And then I'm using still using my consolers now. I'm using consolers as the font. V12, yes. I'll also make it bold, right? And then the background, yes, the background here, I will use that's blue. The background, yes. Now, I'm okay with that as well. So the next thing here that I want to format is, let's look for other things to format. So let's look at the value, the grid. Okay, let's look at the values. So values, that's the write-up in here, right? So we are using consolers. I'm still going to pick the consolers. I like to pick uniform color, fonts and color too, so that we don't have those stuff competing with each other. Now, when it comes to table visuals, right? The what do you call it? The color are given in 2 ways, right? We have the main background color and we have an alternate color, right? So I'm going to be picking both of them and you can see the difference. So for the main color, text color already, I'm using a black, right? And for that text color, I'm using a black. The background, I want the background to be yellow. And look at what I will get at the end of the day, right? Then we have, because we have this other one, which is going to serve as the alternate color. And for the alternate color, I want the text alternate text color to be white, right? I'm going to select white. and the alternate background should be black. And at the end of the day, I'm going to have something like this, right? So this is how I want to format that performance table, right? This is my performance table, and I'm going to make it sit well, you know, where I want to put it. So I think I'm good this way. All right. Something needs to show here, right? So I'm going to leave it that way. All right. So I think I should be good with this formatting for now. So that is the second question. So we can quickly go to the third question that says, perform a trend analysis on the total sales, total cost, total percentage, total number of customers, and all of that, right? Now, trend analysis, right? You should understand that any time your analysis is requesting for trend analysis, right, is actually wanting you to see how changes are occurring over time. So a trend analysis is always done per time, whether weekly, whether monthly, whether weekly, whether monthly, whether per day, in any way you want to arrange it, right? And there are two visuals that are very important, you know, that can be used. There are more visuals actually, but then two are what should easily come to your thought when you want to perform any trend analysis. One is either you're using a line chart or you are using an area chart. They look alike, right? And we are going to quickly run through that, right? So to perform the trend analysis, there are many of them, right? So, but then to start with, let's do the total sales per month. So we are going to be using months, right, as a trend analysis, right? So I'll come here. Let's look for total sales. We created a measure earlier. So total sales. So I'm going to pick total sales. All right. Then I'm going to select the month. Or you can select any one first anyway, but then let me pick the month as first under the date, right? Month is somewhere here. All right, I check the month and I check the total sales. Where's total sales? Yes, it's total sales, right? So I'm going to put it on my area chart. This is area chart here. This is line chart. I can use any of the two, right? So I'm using the area chart and I have it here, right? So this is my, all right. This is my, this is trend analysis for total sales. So I'm going to do it for all of those things that it has mentioned in that question. So let's do it for total cost as well. So I'm going to check my month, right? I'm going to check total cost, right? And I'm going to put it on that, right? That is that. Let's do that same thing for total profit. So I'm going to check my month, right? I'm going to check total profit. I'm going to have that, right? Very simple. Put it on card visuals, right? And I have that, right? So of course, we're going to format all of them later. Let's just bring out the visuals. I'm going to do the same for profit percentage. Profit percentage, check your month. Check profit percentage, right? And I have that. Put it on area chart, right? The same thing for total number of customers. So check your month. Total number of total customer. And then put it on card visual. And lastly, we're going to do it for sales per customer. So check your month. Check sales per customer. Sales per customer. Put it on the card visual. All right, so that is as simple as that. And then let's format it. So let's use this to format every other one, right? I like to choose my background first. So for this background, I'm going to be using our yellow, right? Our yellow as the background. I will put in the visual border. The visual border, we are using the black. The black is perfect. And then let's make the border be maybe this, width be 3. And let's also put the shadow. And let's look at this kind of shadow that we have. right? And then the position of the shadow should be at the center, right? So also, what else should I put? Let's look at my title. My title is there. So let's go to the title, and then for the title, let's put it normal. I'm formatting the title now, right? This is the title area, all right? So the font, I like to keep to the same font that I started using, all right? Let me reduce this to right 11. 11 is not very okay. Okay, let's keep formatting. All right, make it bold. Let me take it back to 12. All right, yeah, I think it's fine. So the title, I want to make the title have a background of black, and that means that I have to change the color of the title to white, right? So I have something like this at the end of the day, and even make it be at the center, justification to the center, and then and keep that way. So I can come to the visuals and come to take the lines, look at the lines, change the color of the line, right? This is the line, right? And then I'm using a solid line, that's fine. Round, width is 3. Okay, the color of the line is here and it's on blue at the moment, so I want to use black. Right, that is perfect. I'm okay with that. Then I can also come to this X and Y axis, come and change the font and color, right? So I'm using consolers, all right? I want to make it bold, change the color to black, right? And I'm good this way. I'll do the same thing for the Y-axis, right? Y-axis, the value is consolers, make it bold, and the color is black. And that is perfect, right? That is perfect. I think I've done everything that I want to do in here. Still on the line. We have worked on the line already. We've worked on the line already. The line color is already on black. All right. So I can now pick it, right, and drop it on the next one, right? I said that the line it didn't change, so I'm just going to do that straight away. And I'll pick it as well, drop it on the next one, right? Change the line. All right. Pick it, format painter, drop it on this, right? Change the line, right? Format painter, drop it on this. The same thing. Format painter, drop it on this. Do the needful, right? Fantastic, right? So I've just this is the trend analysis for all of them, right? So we can look at them. Don't forget, each time we need to focus on any of it. Each time we need to focus on any of it, I will just come to focus mode, and then we can come to see what is in there, right? Especially if we are presenting this from the Power BI, from this Power BI, desktop. So we can quickly do this and then return to report to make it smaller again. Right. So that is that. We have done the person's analysis. Sorry, we have done the performance trend, and we have done the trend analysis of it, right? For all the things that are pick the question. So the next thing now is to do the next insight it wants us to get is to analyze the total sales by region, right? So total sales by region. And to get the total sales by region, I'm just going to pick the total sales, right? Total sales, which is this, and then I'm going to analyze it together with the region. The region is under another table. Region is under location table. So I'm going to pick it together with region. This is region here. So with geo rather, total sales by region, right? Should I use geo or region? Yes. So, all right. And I'm going to put it in, is on a column chart already. So I think I'm good with the column chart, right? So I can see the sales made by in each of the regions, right? There are 3 regions in it, all, right? And then I can actually see it. So now I also need to format this. So let's quickly run the formatting, right? At the same time, I can put this under, because there are just 3 parameters in it. There are not many, so I can still put this under a donut chart. So I think I'm changing into a donut chart, right? So I have my donut chart right there, and I'm going to format that. And to format that, right, the first thing I would also like to do is to change the background effect and bring it to yellow, NTN yellow, right? And then what else can we do under that? Let me on the visual border, right? The visual border is black, that's perfect. The round corner, put it to 9 or 10, that's what we've been using, and the width to 3. Also on the shadow, like to put the shadow position to be at the center. That's what we've been using, right? And then I think I'm good to go when it comes to general, right? Okay, I also want to do the title, right? And the title, the background, I'm giving the title a background of black, right? Then the text color of white. Then bring it to the center, make it bold, and then we'll be using consolers. All right. What else do I need to do? I think I'm good here, right? So I'm good with general, and I can come to the visuals to come and format the slicer. So for this, I want to use this color. Let's use this color for America. Let's use this color. Yes, and for Europe, let's use this color. What color should we use now? This color. Okay, I think we are good to go with this choice of color. We are fine. So I've just formatted the slicer. So I'm good with the legend, right? Legend at this top here. That's what we call legend. And I can decide what area do I want to put it. Maybe I put it at the top center. Let's look how that will look like. So I put it on the no. Okay, top center is also fine, but I want to put it bottom center. So I be at the bottom. All right. So one more thing, anything to do with that, nothing else. That's with the legend. Okay, still on the legend, let's format the text, right? I'm going to change it to black, right? Maybe I can make the text here we've been using consolers, but we have 2 texts that are mixing together. So let's use Kandara here, right? And that is fine. All right, what else? And then the title, I'm good with it. The text, done, right? Okay, I think I'm not done with the text totally, right? Data label, label detailed. So the position of the label. So for the label, I just want it to show only the percentage of total, right? So I'm going to change it to only percentage of total. And then that's for the option. right? And then the value, I'm going to keep it to, we are using consolers and the other ones. And Kandara, and then I'm going to make it bold and the color to be black. All right. And then let me increase it to that, right? So I think I'm good with that. So the unit, nothing much. All right, so I can keep that for that. So that is that for my sales by region analysis using the card, using the donut chart, right? And the next thing, the next insight, the task requires us to do is to run a target analysis on each salesperson. So we want to know if each salesperson meets up with their target. So this is a target analysis. So this is very logical and it's another new thing that you may want to learn. So I need you to pay attention to this, right? So running the target analysis means that I want to look at all the salesperson, right? And let's say we have set a target of 50%. That is, if they make a sales target of 50%, then they are good. If they do not make, if they are less than 50%, they didn't perform well. That is target analysis, right? And if you want to understand this using your Excel, that is if conditional statements, right? If function, right? So we run that what looks like if function is on Power BI. You understand? So what I want to say is that don't forget that if function, you always have a logical test, value if true, value if false, right? So we run if function. The logical text is to say, to check if the profit percentage is up to 50%. Value if true, let's give it thumb up. So this time around, we are bringing emoji to it. So you can use the emoji, whether in the Excel or Power BI. So if it is true, give him thumb up. If it is false, give him thumb down. And let's see how that will work. So I'm going to create a new measure, right? I'm going to create a new measure here. So let's create a new measure, right? And that will come up. Waiting for the new measure to come up. I hope you're enjoying the class, right? It's a good time. All right, so let's call it profit target, right? Profit target equals to, right? If what? If profit percentage, which is under sales, right? If, right, if call it out, right? You can see the syntax is showing. The first argument is logical test. So that is profit percentage, which is under sales. This profit percentage is if profit percentage is greater than or equals to 50% is 0.5, right? So if it is, you can write 50% as in 50, then percent, it is still correct. Or you can also write 0.5, still correct, right? Is equals to 0.5, right? Comma, result if true. Result if true, want to use a thumb up. We can say, we can write it in Word, right? To say, if it is true, write meet up. And if it is false, write does not meet up. But this time around, I just want to show us that we can use emojis in your Power BI. And the same thing applies to Excel, right? So to bring out your emojis, right, we're going to use the shortcut Control plus full stop. So on your, sorry, not Control, Windows, on your keyboard, look at it. There is a window key there, right? It is between the Control and alternate key, right? The Control or function or alternate key. So check it. There's a window key. So click the window together with full stop. And then once you have done that, right, you will see that your thumb up will show, right? This is the thumb up. So select the thumb up, right? Now, you know how the idea is, I mean, the process is, if you're using Excel, you keep it inside double apostrophe. All right. And then both of them, this is the value if true. Then value if false, right? Same thing, Windows plus full stop. Then we're going to use thumb down, right? And at the same time, we'll keep it inside double apostrophe, right? So we have created the new measure. This is the measure, right? Something is wrong. All right, so this is perfect now. Then we can close the brackets, right? We can close the brackets and then say enter. So it has created the measure, the target, the profit target as a measure. Now we now go ahead to go and put it on a visuals, right? And we want to put it on table visual as well, just as we did the performance table, right? So the targets and the profit target table, that's what we call it. Now, okay, profit target, you can see it is already on the list. We have profit target table. So this time around, let's check the salesperson, right? I will check the salesperson. Salesperson is somewhere here, right? I will check the profit percentage. The profit percentage and the sales target that we just created, right? Profit percentage has not responded. Let's wait till it respond. All right. Yes. Then all right, sorry, profit percentage. All right, then we'll look for the sales target. Where's our sales target? Somewhere here, right? Here of them, and is on the table. It's on the table visual already. All right, it's loading. So let's make it load. Then, all right. So I have it there, right? But then I need to format it. So, the first thing is to give it. Let's go to formatting. You know my style already. I like to go take care of the background first, right? All right, my Power BI is not responding quickly. All right, so we have that. We have let's call it sales effect. Let's give it black background. Background is black. All right. Let's give it title on the title, and then let's go and call the title profit target table, right? Profit target table. All right. Heading normal, the size 15, make it bold. And we are using the font Consolas. All right. Text color is white. The text background is black. The horizontal alignment is center. What else? I'm going to go right here. Great. Let's put a divider. We didn't put divider in all the other ones. Wow. So we're going to put this. Let's put divider. I like to use the divider. The color of the divider should be, okay, we didn't on it. Let's on it. Color of the divider should be white. Do white. Width 3. A solid line. That's fine. Right. So the divider is already showing. That's the divider over there. Right. I'm not done. So let's get to the visual itself. In fact, I can just pick everything here. Why am I just disturbing myself? I can pick everything because they're both tables, right? I can pick everything here and do format painter and come and drop it in here. Right. All right, so this is perfect. So I don't need to stress myself, right? And then I'm done with that. So we have a target analysis, and you can see that. Let's do focus mode so that we can see it. So on the focus mode, Andrea keeps in, right, 55%, and it gives him thumb up, right? You can see thumb up is showing here. And Bafoni, 49%, it didn't meet up, and it says top down, right? And that is the if functions, that we have in the DAX, right? So this is everything he wants us to do. So if you look at the the task given, we have actually covered everything, right? So we are good to go here. But then just to add a few more things to it, right? So let's bring in a slicer, because if you look at slicer helps us to filter. I know I told us that that's the function of the slicer. It's just like saying filter. And if you look at this people's table, you see that they are also divided into teams. So we want to be able to access each team. You understand? So I always advise to have, let's put the team. I like to put the team in a slicer. So I'll check the team and I'll put in a slicer. This is a slicer visual here, right? And then it's on the team. It's on the slicer. So I want to put it somewhere here, right? So let me go to the slicer setting, which is the first thing, in formatting the slicer. Right. All right. Slicer setting is on vertical list. That's why I'm seeing this. So I'm going to put it on drop down. Right. So it's on drop down so that I can now reduce the size here. Right. And reduce it here as well. All right. So as a slicer setting, let's see the other thing I can do from here. Slicer setting. Let's look at selection so that if I select, it should give it a particular color, single select. Single select means I can select one thing at the time. I can also select multiple things at a time, but then let's keep it this way. No much interest in here for now. All right, let's look at the value. Right. Of course, we are using consolers. Consoler here. Yes, I'm using consolers. Let's make it bigger a bit, right? Make it bold. No, I'm not making it bold, right? Then the color, I'm using the black, right? All right. And the background of the slicer, right? We are using yellow because that's our color. Is the yellow here? Is that what I want to use? Yes, I'm good. Good. All right. So that is that about that value. Let's come to general. So under general, I can do the background should be black. Yeah. Am I really good with black? No, the background should be yellow. So I'm doing yellow. I want to give it a title, and the title should be no need for title because I already have theme, right? I have this theme here, so that should serve as the title. So I'm going to have the title, right? So I don't need it. Okay, we have visual border. Usually we are using 9. All right, and then the width is 3. And I'm also using shadow, right? And the shadow, we are putting it to the center. The position of the shadow is to the center. All right. So I think we are good to go, right? What else? What else? What else? Let's return to visuals. Slider settings, slider header. Let's look at the header. That's where we have the theme. Let's change it to our consolers. Yes, easy theme. Let's make it 15. Make it bold, and let's make the font be white. White. That's beautiful. I'm just gonna make the background be black. We have that at the end of the day. Right, I don't think I have other things to do with this, right? I'm good with the slicer, right? So I can come here to select the team that I actually want to analyze, right? If I want to see the Delish team and I select Delish team, all this information we adjust itself to Delish team. So I can know that Delish team make a total sales of 3 million, total cost, total cost of 1.45 and the total profit. They sell together, the whole of that team sells 132 customers out of the 378 of all. Then 27 sales per customer, right? They sell to 24.97. But then sales per customer, right? Sales per customer. Okay, fine. Yes, this is what they are selling for each customer. This is fine. So this is my dashboard that I've created based on all this and the things I provided. But at the same time, I have this space and I want to fill up this space. So let's look for what to put there so that the space can be used up, right? So let's analyze one more thing, right? Let's analyze one more thing. All right. What should we analyze now? Let's look at what we have. Let me go to the table view and see what it has into. We've talked about the boxes. Okay. Obviously, there are many things to analyze, right? But then let's look for the people's table. Right, let's look at the location. Okay, so let's put the geolocation. All right, so I'm going to change something. So let's come back to this, my total sales by region, right? And then let's go and change the location that we have. Let's change it to geo, right? Let's change it to geo. That's fine. We are changing it to geo, and that means that we need to work on and I'm taking the region away, right? Then I need to go and reformat that area, especially the slicer area, right? So for Australia, I'm picking this color. For Canada, I'm picking this color. This, okay, yeah. For Indian, I'm picking this color. For New Zealand, I'm gonna pick this black. This is a black, right? I have two more. For UK, we use this. UK, I'll use that T-baby. And then for USA, I will use, let me use this, right? So let me leave it on this, right? And nothing else to change. So I'm going to bring the region, because region are just 3 parameters inside it, right? I'm going to select region and put it on. Now there is another visual called multiple card. The one we're using to create all of this is just the card visual, but then here you have multiple card, multiple row card. You understand? And this card, you know, the ordinary card visuals will show just one information: total profit, total customer, total sales. But then in a column that has multiple value, like region has the regions, like in continent, Europe, Pacific, Atlantic, and the other one. So the 3 of them can be represented on the multiple card visual. You can see there are 3 things to show on the multiple card visual: America, Atlantic, Pacific, and Europe, right? So I'm going to represent it on the multiple card, and it can be shown appropriately on the multiple card, right? So I have it on the multiple card, and then I can go ahead to format that. So it is a card, right? Font size, I'm going to be choosing font, of course, our usual consolers. The font color, I'm going to be using yellow as the font color. Then look at what other things can we do, right? Maybe I'll make it bold. I still need to work on the background actually, so I'll come back to that area. I'd like to start with that, right? Background, I'm going to choose black. Right, do I really want to use this black? No, I'm going to choose yellow, right? And then come back to make this be black. All right, so I'm not done yet. So it's supposed to show us, you know, I really want to put it somewhere here, right? We are doing that. It should show us, we're going to pick the total sales with it, right? So Okay, we now even put the total sales. Okay, we can put the total sales by that region, right? So let's see, or let's say total profit or profit percentage by that region. Yes, so showing us profit percentage in that region. All right, so we can have, what else do we need to do with that? Okay. No other thing here. Let's look at the colored value, consolers. So, you can see that formatting it can take your time, but then you need to be patient with it and ensure that you're actually doing what you need to do, right? So color, let me pick this color, it's fine. I'm okay with that. Nothing else. The color value, category label. Sorry, no color value. I'm changing that color to black, deep black. All right. Then category label, using this color. All right. And then nothing more. I'm good. And the card, I worked on the card already. Let's look at the style. What can we do with the style? Border position. Are we doing a border? All right, so I'm placing a border right there. And the outline of the border, the outline color, I want it to be black. Right. Sorry, background color. Let's see what blacks look like. All right. Oh, do I want to keep it to black? Yes. And outline color, white. All right. So I need to go and change some other things if I want to use that black. Font color. Let me see, white. Yeah. Font color is good on white. The colored value, I need to change that color also. This colored value, that yellow. And the category label, the color. What should I use here? Let's use what can show on black. This is all right as well. All right, so good. So we can actually stop our stops here. All right, this looks good for me. Just a bit of touch up to ensure that at the end of the day, we are good with what we are doing. Maybe shadow, maybe our usual border, that and that. All right, so I think we are good to go. So finally, we have this dashboard, and we can use this to analyze our data. So each time you want to see the percentage profit for each region, we can check it through here. More other things to look at, but then we are going to be stopping here, right? Based on what the insight wants us to do. So I hope we were able to get one or two things based on the question that was earlier posted, right? And for the sake of our audience on the YouTube, we're going to drop this data set so that we'll be able to download it and then walk through it, right? And then if there are further questions, kindly don't hesitate to drop it on my chat or drop it on the chat function for the YouTube audience. And then we'll respond immediately and treat our concerns, right? And for our live audiences, the live people in the live class, let's do well to go through this video, right? Align it together with the questions with the problem we are trying to solve, right? In the task given, right? And if there are further questions, you can post them to the group chat. Thank you for your time, right? Thank you for your patience. That is how designing dashboard can be. It needs patience. It needs more time. You don't need to rush. You have to create an ample time for it to really design what suits you, right? And once again, let me add also that it's a design. Designing dashboard is a design. That's what we call it, dashboard design, right? So what we differentiate with another person is how far you can design, how better you can design, right? Mix your color together, and use your font and make it readable. So your design should be what an audience will see and he wants to stay with it and say, oh, what is this beautiful thing? And begin to relate with it, not an images or a set of combinations that will push you away, right? I hope we have learned, right? It's good. It's a good time to spend with you again. Thank you. We'll meet in our next class. On this note, let's call it today. Happy day.